What do we have here? For this gun, I'm modeling the gravitational uranium neuroblaster that the gun skin line that Valorant has, and for this fan art that I got online is from a guy on YouTube, Bropaka. There you go. He makes pretty cool concepts and he models his own work usually. And I messaged him asking him for some concepts. He actually had a bunch of concepts, and I felt a little picky, and he got me this, and I thought it was pretty sick to practice shapes actually. And for this model, I actually didn't really get to complete it. I think I only worked for 3.5 hours on it because I was in and out of my house. But one thing I want to go over in this video is getting feeling like improving, right? I often find myself at least in this loop where I'm not improving unless it's visual, like I'm visually getting things done, right? So when I model, I would try to usually stick to the concept, but in this case, I had to make some changes because it didn't really match up with the base model. So I had to, explore, try to figure out what worked, what didn't work, and I'm not too good at that. I'm not too good at creating design. I usually just do what's given, but that was something I got to explore, and with that type of exploration in design, you just have to do iterations, and by iterations, just try things out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and with my mindset of I I quote unquote know I'm moving forward because I'm visually getting the model done, right? That's kind of hard to feel like you're moving forward, but you're repeating iterations, especially when I'm used to just 3D modeling and just get the 3D model and move on forward with the model rather than try a part out. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't, keep messing with that part until it does work. That's just something I'm not used to, and because of that, I felt like I wasn't, I wasn't not improving, but I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with the model. Because I kept working on that same part, and it still didn't feel right. But from what I've learned from past experience and what I keep being told is just because you're doing a lot of iterations doesn't mean you're not improving. You're improving your design basics, your design fundamentals. And even if it's just practice, even if you do it like an hour a day at least, or for me, I'm doing the daily models, and in this case, I'm challenging that design. Uh, that little practice is still better than no practice. It's something I often always tell myself, and yet every time I get into a model and I'm practicing iterations, I feel like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. Well, I constantly have to remind myself, practicing something through iteration, practicing design through iteration, that's okay. You don't have to get visual changes to know you're improving, to know that the model is going somewhere, especially when I'm doing these daily practices, I guess. I often tend to be my own most harshest critique. I want to see myself improve and I want to see it through the model. But with most things, it's something that happens over time, Or my physics professor explained it through learning. You're not going to study all night before our exam, It's the same thing as people who go to powerlifting events. He said you don't see them lifting all the weight that they're gonna lift the day before the event. They do it over time. And he compared, your physical muscles around your body, your chest, triceps, your biceps, delts, and such. He's like that. Your brain is just another muscle. So why would you do it all at once, overnight, or thinking you're gonna prove at once when it's just like any other muscle? You gotta do it over time. And with my experience, I've done modeling just through concept to 3D, concept to 3D. And I'm learning through this is just through just constant iteration, especially in design. It's little progress. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it before, but because I'm practicing, I'm seeing little by little. But then again, I want to see that rapid improvement. I want to be really cool with my designs, like this designer I know, Ben Bolton. I just see him constantly just modeling design. It's not like me where I'm getting concepts and doing it, but he's just creating design after design, and it's just insane. And I always tell myself like I should do that, and then I never do it. Maybe Instead of making a model in these videos, I'll try just some random design. It doesn't have to have a function. In those videos, they never really have a function all the time. They just have design practice. But then again, back in my head, I always want that visual improvement. I want to make a gun visually improve. And this is one of those cases where it's just like I didn't get to finish, but at the end of the day, it's okay that I didn't finish as long as I got that practice. As long as I was able to practice that skill and practice that uh, design fundamentals. Even if it's just low practice.